Need to confront my 56 male, cheating daughter, 36 female. My daughter, 36, is cheating on her husband, 40, of 15 years. They have 4 kids, 17 female, 15 female, 10 male for female. She confessed what she was doing to me and her mother about 6 months ago, and she said it was a mistake and that she would end it. We voiced our disapproval and disappointment to her and ultimately decided that, since she appeared to regret her choices and was ending it, we would not insert ourselves in their marriage by telling our son-in-law. We found out recently that she never ended it. Sadly, this knowledge came to us yesterday from our 17-year-old granddaughter. Our granddaughter doesn't know the full truth, but she has seen some sex on her mother's phone and described some very suspicious behavior by her mother. The affair partner is over their house regularly and my son-in-law considers him a friend. My granddaughter told us that she saw the affair partner also try to get with one of their married neighbors and has looked at my granddaughter in ways that make her feel uncomfortable. My granddaughter is distraught and understandably doesn't want to say anything to her parents. We Saturday with her for hours explaining how none of this is her fault or her problem to fix. We did our best to support our granddaughter while seething with anger at our daughter for allowing this to happen. My wife and I agreed that for the sake of our grandkids, we can no longer remain silent. We're planning to confront our daughter on Saturday and tell her that what she's doing is hurting her kids. We're going to tell her that if she doesn't confess the truth to her husband within a week, then we will. We thought a week was enough time to decide when, how to tell him and plan for the various outcomes. If she needs to leave the home, then we will offer our home as temporary a safe space for her and the kids. If nothing else, we're hoping that her confession will end the affair and remove the AP from their lives, so that our grandkids will be safer. Do you think this is the right approach? If not, how would you handle it? Too long didn't read. What's an effective way to get my daughter to end her affair and realize that the affair is putting her kids at risk? Hey guys, please like, comment, and subscribe. It would really help me out. Thanks. Honestly, I'd go directly to her husband. Skip confronting her, and especially don't give her a week. That is a week of time for her to think of a lie to tell her husband. What's more, what if she says she told him to you guys and in reality she told him a lie? For instance, only kissing has taken place. How are you going to check if he knows the true extent? You're going to end up telling him everything anyway. So why risk all that I described above? Skip you daughter, go directly to her husband. And please get some therapy rolling for your grandkids. 16 male. I think my mom, 35 female, is cheating with my dad's cousin, 23 male. My dad is 38 but his cousin is only 23. Let's call him James. He's a close family friend who's been living with us for almost a year now for grad school. Of course he pays us rent and expenses. I've personally enjoyed his company since it's like I have an older brother. I have a younger brother, but he's like 7 so I connect better with James. We play video games and share similar hobbies so it was nice having him around so because of the whole COVID thing. My dad got stuck overseas around early March for 2 weeks and I think that's when I started suspecting something wrong. There were multiple times when I got home and no one was home. Turned out that mom and James went out together and since dad isn't here he went with her for various errands. I didn't think much of it at the timber, even the times when they went out together and came back 5 hours later. When I really got suspicious was when I found several used condoms when taking out the trash. This was what really set me off. And right before my dad came home, James went on a weekend trip a week after, which gave me a chance to investigate. I found a few pairs of romance thongs, very obscene ones, a vibrator and condoms in his drawer. I know they could be his girlfriend's, but from what he's told me James doesn't have a girlfriend, and I've never seen him bring any girls home. For the next few weeks nothing really out of the ordinary, and I started to think that maybe the condoms were just used for masturbation. I kinda forgot about the whole thing until when the quarantine started. That's when I really saw what's going on in the house. My dad still worked as he was an essential worker, manager for a food factory. During this time my mom kept wearing makeup even though she couldn't go out with her friends, which was really odd. She had pedicure and nail polish on even though she couldn't go out, which is weird to me as she's always never wore makeup at home unless she's going out. I wanted to investigate again, but James keeps his room locked now when before he never did. We still hang out together, and one topic he brought up was if he thinks my mom would ever cheat on my dad, which he quickly ended the conversation to. The biggest thing that made me suspicious was a few days ago. I saw James come out of our parents' room shower, and this was around 2 p.m. I'd timber to shower. He said the hot water in the general shower wasn't coming through, which I checked and it was fine, but he insisted that was why. This is really alarming, because to get to the shower you have to pass through parents' bedroom, and my mom was definitely inside. She wouldn't let me go in the room and insisted also that she was sleeping so she didn't even know what happened, which is really weird, as she locked the door before I had a chance to talk to her. I tried asking both of them about it the next day, and it just got awkward. My mom got mad at me because I'm thinking nonsensical stuff. What should I do? I know something is wrong, but I'm not sure. I feel like that's enough evidence that my mom could be cheating with Gems. Any advice? Too long didn't read. Mom and my dad's cousin got really close the past few months. I tried to investigate and found some clues, and I think she is cheating with him. Can I get some advice on if I'm right? Tell Pops everything, little bro. He deserves to know. At least tell him what you think, and see what he says. If he says you're being crazy, just drop it completely. But you're young, not stupid. I've been in your shoes, and it is messed up. I, 29 female, has been hooking up with 29 male for 9 months. Just found out he's been engaged the whole time. I'm in shock right now. We always had a very casual arrangement. We met through Tinder last autumn. I stayed over his a few times, but mostly he would stay over at mine maybe once a month or so. Just romance. I didn't think for a second that I was the only one, and I'm sure vice versa. But wow, not that. Recently, we had grown closer and started texting just about everyday stuff. Well, nearly every day. So maybe that's why. On a bored Friday night, I decided to Google him properly. I find a tagged work photo on Twitter that leads to an Instagram account, and hey presto, photo of him and his fiancée announcing their engagement, which took place about a month after we first hooked up, in their bed, and on their sofa, etc. etc. Anyway, now I don't know what to do. I have the potential to cause mayhem. I have nude pics, romantic texting messages, everything, but I don't know if I'd rather just let it go and hide away and hate all men forever. But then some poor girl is set to marry a complete bastard. Too long didn't read. Discovered Duck Buddy has been engaged the whole time. Get revenge. Let it go. No idea what to do. This is a tough one. But letting the finance know is not revenge. It's a kindness. If you were in her shoes, wouldn't you like to know that this had been going on? Me, 30 male, with my wife, 33 female, of 3 months, received a FB message saying she is cheating. Am I seeing things? Some background. I have been long distance with my wife for almost 4 years. I lived in America. She lived in Japan. We were dating for about 6 months before being long distance, and after we saw each other about once every 2 months for 3 years. At the beginning of this year I tried to get a job in Japan, but only managed China. It was closer, and we decided to tie the knot so she could move in with me and get health coverage. We got married in the summer. Couple months later, I get a FB message from person M saying my wife has been seeing and sleeping with her BF. Person S M also sent me a conversation between the two of them that did not speak highly of me, that she loved us, and she rushed into marriage, making a huge mistake. My wife visited me in China, and I confronted her with this information, and she denied everything, and that the conversation is a miscommunication. It was written in Japanese. This guy is a good friend, and that girl M is just jealous. I asked to see her phone, and she was hesitant and quickly took it back. She kept scratching her knee and acting tired, then angry. The next day, I was able to access her email when she put her password in on my computer, the password saved, and I went through her email at work. I don't think it is her primary email account, but I found the other emails of her meeting up with men at hotels and saying how much she loved them. Tracing back to our WhatsApp conversations, she lied about where she was going on the days she went to the hotels. After work I was furious. When I came home, I took back the engagement ring and asked her to back up her things. I gave her money for a hotel and put her in a taxi. I have since been talking to a lawyer regarding a divorce. We have no kids and are newly Wednesday. Too long didn't read. Got FB message saying my wife is cheating, which included a message she sent saying she loves someone else and rushed into marriage. Later found emails of her meeting to other men at hotels. I am heartbroken and sad. Really thought we'd be one of those happy endings after enduring long distance. I still have doubts that I rushed accusing her, and I am crazy by jumping to conclusions with the evidence I have. Am I seeing things? Edit. If anyone can read Japanese, I can send you a link to screenshots of the messages. Edit. Thank you for everyone's interest and support. And special thanks to Winjeji and WMD. Just having your assurance that I am not losing my mind and my suspicions are confirmed helped my brain stop from racing. I can speak, read Japanese, too, and can take a look if you feel unsure. Honestly, it just sounds like she is using the miscommunication card to gaslight you, though. Edit. Opus sent me the screens. Sadly, he was not seeing things. Nope. You're doing this right.